This week on Jeb and Flow, it's all about finding your focus. If you've established consistency with your training, that is awesome. And I'm a big fan of just enjoying consistency for the sake of consistency, enjoying the journey. But let's be honest, maybe you want to spice things up a bit. Maybe you want to narrow your focus a little bit. Maybe you just want something that keeps things interesting and exciting. So how do you narrow that focus? Well, street parking has a wonderful solution, the street parking focus groups. So can't wait for you to check out the episode and learn more about what those are. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Jeb and Flow here on the Street Parking Podcast channel. You know, I'll be honest with you, I took a little hiatus from recording these, and we had banked up a couple of episodes, and now we're back in action. I'm recording this a little bit before when it's actually going to come out, but something feels new, something feels a little different, something feels kind of exciting. I don't know how to put my finger on it, but happy to be here. Hope you are happy to be listening or watching. And this should probably land somewhere after you have perhaps finished the Control Your Fitness Challenge recently, last couple of weeks. Maybe you didn't participate in that, but hopefully you heard about it, and we talk a lot about the spirit of what that means. And just a quick little recap. Obviously, Control Your Fitness, that statement is pretty straightforward. You are in control of your fitness, no one else is. However, it may not be that simple, especially with the things that we tell ourselves. And so the whole point of the Control Your Fitness mindset, the whole point of the Control Your Fitness Challenge was to develop habits, perhaps replace some old habits, perhaps replace or get rid of some old beliefs that weren't serving us or weren't lending to the belief that we can control our fitness and that it's up to us and it's our responsibility. And the way that we overcome some of those limiting beliefs and instill new ones is through consistent action, right? You move towards the person that you want to become, and you take little steps towards becoming that person, and you take those steps consistently, and the belief in yourself begins to grow, and it's a snowball effect. Now, sometimes we get control of our fitness and things are going good and we're seeing results and we're feeling healthy. But let's be honest. As much as I would like everyone to take the mindful approach of enjoying the journey and just enjoying the process and, you know, the chop wood, fetch water outlook on things, hey, sometimes we get bored. We want to keep things interesting. We want to continue to see new and novel things, right? We want things to continue to be exciting and not just fall into this these doldrums of like, all right, well, I guess it's time to work out and I'll just go out there and do my thing for 15 minutes and do some air squats and power snatches, call it a day, blah, 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 right? Sometimes it can feel that way. So what do we do when that happens? So I want to tell you a little story. Carolina really had this idea, and she's been doing a great job of it, but she's kind of started removing toys from Callie's playroom. And so we have this closet full of like the special toys that'll get brought out when it's really necessary, or they kind of go in and out on a rotation. But we've pulled a lot of the toys out of this playroom because what we were noticing is that Callie will go in there and she'll just pull out everything, and then she'll go from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, and not really get focused on any of them. So she'll pull out a little book, and then she'll run it over to me, and I'll open the book, and she'll sit in my lap, and then she'll flip 2 pages, and then get up and run over and grab something else. And grab a stuffed animal, and then throw it down, and then go grab a little tea set, and then like throw that down, and then sometimes she'll even put something down and be walking towards another thing, but then stop, turn around, go back to the original thing she was playing with. And she'll do that like a couple of times. So it's like this just so many different things to focus on, and she can't like focus on any of that. Some of that is to be expected. She's a baby. That's what babies do. She gets real excited. She's, overstimulated, or just, I think everything's probably pretty stimulating when you're a little kid and you're as curious as she is. So I think it was good that we pulled out some of these toys to give her less things. So hopefully she can get a little bit more into each of those things, spend more time with the toys that are available. But at the end of the day, she's a baby, and babies are gonna kind of do what they do. That's anyways my approach. I know everybody's got an opinion when it comes to like childhood development, but I kind of like to let her just play with whatever she wants to play with and then move on, and cool. And if I can play with her and get her excited about one thing and spend a little more time with it than others things, cool. That's great too. We are adults. We are adults, and I don't want you to have like fitness ADD, right? Where you can't focus on any one thing, or you've got all these different ideas of what you should be doing, or you're getting bored with just the monotony of doing the same thing every day, even though we're constantly varying the types of movements that we do. Just honestly, going out and doing a high intensity workout every day might get a little bit boring. So what can you do? So you can find smaller goals. You can find some other little thing within the realm of fitness and within consistency to pay attention to. And that's really what it comes down to. I mean, that's why I started doing this podcast, because it's all about paying attention. If you pay attention, nothing is boring. Nothing gets old. And what you pay attention to can have a tremendous effect on your overall well-being, your overall attitude, your beliefs, your fitness, all that stuff. So if you want to get better at something, you have to pay attention to it. There's no way around it. You can't just ignore something and then all of a sudden wake up one day and it has yielded some positive results. It just does not happen. You have to pay attention. If you want to develop or replace a habit, you have to pay attention to it. So in terms of the Control Your Fitness Challenge and that mindset, that's what, it really starts with just paying attention to what you're eating, paying attention to how, to working out, to how much you're working out, paying attention to recovery, sleep, nutrition, all of that. It's just starting to pay attention. But if we want to narrow our focus for fun, or if we want to keep things interesting, or if we just have some kind of funny, specific goal that we want to achieve just for the fun of it, cool. Find that focus. And in finding that focus, it might help you to maintain consistency. It might help you to stay accountable. It might help you to just be in it and enjoy that journey a little bit more. And that's totally fine. Like I said, it'd be cool for everyone to take that super zen approach and be like, I am just enjoying every squat that I do and how it feels in my body. And like for me, that is what is super exciting to me right now. But for other people, maybe it's like, well, you know what? I think I want to get stronger. I want to start to focus on getting stronger, specifically my legs. I want to get, better squats. Or maybe I want to get better at Olympic weightlifting and be able to build my capacity for Olympic weightlifting movements or something, right? So it's finding these little tiny things that we can focus on within the bigger program that we are going to maintain our consistency with. And so what I'm going to tell you about today is something that I'm really, really excited about. And I talked about it on the last episode a little bit. I'm going to talk about it more right now. The street parking focus groups, something that we are trying out in 2021. And the key thing to remember about these is that they're super casual, all right? Not a big deal. They're not challenges. There's no registration. They don't cost anything. You don't win anything. It's just if you want to focus on something and you want a little bit of extra accountability for that thing. As the street parking community continues to grow, I think it's a really cool idea for us to have these smaller focus groups so the people that do share some sort of interest can find a place to congregate and learn from each other, push each other, and support each other with these more unique focuses. Is it focuses? Foci, focuses. We'll go with that. Anyways, so there's 3 focus groups that are starting tomorrow, March 1st. And like I said, they're free. You don't have to join them tomorrow. You can join them late. All it is a Facebook group. So you do have to have Facebook. There's 3 of them. One is called While You Were Sleeping. And that is going to be led by Coach Amazing herself, Maisie Swazo-Derrick. And if you don't know Maisie, she's awesome. She's just such a ball of energy and light. And she is up every morning at 3 a.m. And she pretty much goes right into her workout. So I think her workout's done by like 4 a.m. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's pretty much the case. There's a lot of people in this community that wish that they could work out first thing in the morning. Maybe not 3 a.m., but like first thing in the morning before they're doing a lot of other stuff, before they get off to work and that kind of thing. But it's hard. It's hard to do that. Maisie has done this for years, and I think she does it pretty much 7 days a week. Not necessarily working out 7 days a week, but like she's up early. And it requires a ton of discipline. And it's more complicated than being like, well, just start waking up early, right? Developing that discipline takes time, takes patience, and it does take a certain amount of unwillingness to compromise anything else. But that willingness to be unwilling to compromise also takes a certain shift in mindset for a lot of us. And so Maisie's going to lead this. It's going to be 4 weeks long. You can join the group, and it's just a lot of accountability, a lot of other people that are wanting to get up, wake up early, get their workouts in. Maisie's going to share her tips and strategies for how she's done that and been able to do that, as well as her big, she's so inspiring and motivating, and just has a great sense of passion and enthusiasm. And so if you have any kind of desire to start waking up earlier and get your workouts in earlier, then you should check out this group While You Were Sleeping with Coach Maisie. It's going to be awesome. As I talked about a little bit last week, Carolina and I are going to be doing Mindfulness in Motion, another 4 weeks, starting tomorrow, March 1st. And it is basically, the goal is to help you get more awareness of your body, your movement, your mind, and your heart, really, the way that you manage your emotions. And all of those things are really connected. And I think we will show you how connected they all are. But your attitude, your thoughts, your outlook, your beliefs are going to affect the way that you eat, the way that you sleep, the way that you train, and the way that your training serves you. So it's very much going to be about getting to know yourself and your mindset, but deepening the awareness in your body. I was just walking through the office and realized that maybe not a lot of people do this, but when I walk, I pay attention a lot of times to how different my feet connect to the ground. My left foot, how it connects to the ground, and the parts of my foot that are really in contact and push off are way different than my right foot. That changes and informs the way that I squat. How I push against the earth is going to be different on my left side versus my right side. Everyone is going to be a little bit different. If you get a lot different, that could cause problems. So just a small example of me building that awareness of how my feet connect to the earth will change a lot of things in terms of how I move. And I might want to make that connection more similar, more balanced from left to right. Or I might want to, just knowing that, make other adjustments upstream. So there's different ways that we can approach that. Also, it's just really interesting, I think, to have that awareness, to know how is my breathing right now affecting my heartbeat, my heart rate? How is it affecting my stress levels? How is it affecting my level of fatigue? So we'll be doing live maintenance, brand new maintenance sequences. Anybody can do this. You don't really need any equipment or anything, and you don't need to be good at yoga or anything like that. So we'll give different modifications, stuff like that. And we're going to have posture workshops. So if you've ever been confused by a posture or a stretch or a pose and wondered if you're doing it right, quote unquote, this would be a great focus group to join in on, because we'll be breaking that down. We'll be doing Q&A, so whatever questions you have, and some breath work, which I'm really excited about, because breathing, lung capacity is so flippin' crucial to not just fitness and training, but to overall health and longevity. It's ridiculous. I've shared before in terms of, here's an example, fat loss. If you lose 10 pounds of fat, over 8 pounds of that is lost through the breath. It's through your exhales. So if you can make your breathing more efficient, there is a correlation to how your body metabolizes fat and uses energy and fuels itself. So tons of cool stuff with mindfulness in motion, but basically the whole goal is to just bring more awareness into how you move and how you understand your body. Deepen the relationship between your brain, your body, and your emotions. So super pumped for that. And then this one is going to be huge. I know this one is going to be very popular. And this is going to be an extra program that is available to you. So it should be probably available at this time. But the Oli Imams extra program, Coach Alex and Coach Seb are going to be running the 6-week focus group, where it's essentially just going through these 12 sessions of the Oli Imams. Now this one, you are gonna need to have access to a barbell and plates. So it is for Olympic weightlifting. The tools for Olympic weightlifting are barbells and plates. So if you don't have a barbell and plates, you can skip this focus group. Don't worry, there's going to be others, or you can join in on either of the other two. You could do all 3 of these focus groups if you want, if you have the barbell and whatnot. It's also suggested that you should have some exposure to the Olympic lifts. So just to be clear, this is not a Olympic weightlifting learning workshop where they're going to be teaching you how to do the movements. It's going to be, like I said, more of an accountability group. And of course, they're going to be available to answer questions, help you best use the program, but you should have some knowledge of snatch and clean and jerk going into this. Yeah, I don't know that there's much more that needs to be said about that. Just with the amount of people that are doing Oli in the Facebook group and asking questions about Oli and that kind of thing, I have a feeling that that is going to be a very popular focus group, and it'll be really fun, I think, for the people that are interested in not just getting better at Olympic weightlifting, but building their capacity to do Olympic weightlifting and not just build strength and power, but like the ability to perform those lifts, perform them well, and perform them well on somewhat of a clock. So I'm really excited for that one. I think I'm going to join that one. I think I'm going to join all three, to be honest. I'm not waking up at 3 a.m., but I do try to wake up and get my workouts in early in the morning, and I'm not as consistent as I would like to be, so that would be helpful. I love working with the barbell, so the Oli Imam sounds really fun, and then obviously I'm super pumped on the mindfulness and motion. So just know that like you could do all of these, you could do none of them, and there's going to be other focus groups coming in the next couple of months. So just keep your be on the lookout for that. Like I said, they're going to be pretty casual, so the coaches will talk about what's coming. You might see it in a newsletter, but there won't be like a huge promotional push. It's not a big challenge. There's no t-shirts for it, and that kind of thing. But they are going to be awesome and a great way for you to get to know some of the other members of this community that have a similar interest, which I think is awesome. So I can't wait to get started. If you haven't joined the Mindfulness in Motion Facebook group, you can, or any of the other Facebook groups, and I will put the links to those in the show notes here. So you can just click on over and join up and have a really cool, interesting 4 to 6 weeks. So that's all I got for you. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.